I've not always been good at relationships. And I still have days where I feel like I'm horrible at relationships. Danny is, I'll probably cry off the top of this. I'll probably cry. Danny is the first person who kind of saw all my flaws and my junk and where I'm less than perfect, which is a lot of areas, and stayed in there and was willing to love that and love me through the process of getting better. 'Cause I was always like, oh, things are hard, things are weird, I'm gonna leave. You know, there's probably somebody better for me and probably somebody better for you, so let's just cut our losses and go. I did that a lot. I hurt a lot of people, I hurt a lot of hearts. I had my heart hurt, and I think that's where, for me, when you have your heart hurt, you don't realize it, but you hurt other people too, because you're like, I was so betrayed. How could that guy have cheated on me or this, that, or the other? And now I'm becoming that. And I didn't set off to do that in my late teens, early 20s. I didn't set off to be like a man eater or like, you know, like I'm just gonna go be reckless with my relationships. Nobody wants that. But when you're self-preserving and when you're just trying to get through the day and you have a couple good moments, but then the second it gets hard or weird or funky, you train yourself to leave. You know, it's just jumping to a lot of relationships thinking that a relationship would make me happy or fix things, or maybe I'm just not finding the right one. You have to be willing to take a hard look at yourself and keep making it about you getting better, as opposed to what can you bring to me. Problem in most relationships is right here. Yeah. In the moment, for me, I'll speak for myself, I want to be right and I want to be heard. And maybe to kind of get to, Dana and I are very different. We do viral videos, we make videos, that's kind of what we do now.
People may think that we're a perfect match. You know, oh, they just look like they really belong together based on what we do. But we encourage people that we're...
that's a 3-minute video.
That's a 3-minute video, and there's 23 hours and 57 minutes left in the day, that we approach life very differently. Yeah. And from where we're from, how we were raised, our different personalities.
And the different relationship baggage and experiences that we had prior to knowing each other. Yeah. He'll come over to me and just put his hand on me and just say, babe, we're on the same team. I'm not going anywhere. And I think as a woman, hearing that from your man, like he's not leaving me. You're not going to say something mean enough to make me go right now, so just stop.
But I think sometimes in survival and relationships, you lean on bad habits. It's just it's things that you're trying to self-preserve, and walls go up instantly, and you find yourself sort of out of body. You're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to guard your heart and protect your heart because it's been hurt in the past, and so it's hard to build trust in that. It's hard to build intimacy in relationships like that because you're keeping someone out. You really want the companionship, but you're very fearful of intimacy. Yeah. And so there's a pattern there that, and when you can get through those rough times, like Kristin said, where you have people, a team that looks at each other and said, I'm not going anywhere.
That's our fear, right? That's the relationship's gonna fail. And then we believe the lie that maybe we just shouldn't have any relationships.
Yeah, so you self-sabotage.
Yes.
A lot of times you just you either, if the pointed finger at someone else doesn't work, then you'll put it on yourself to say, oh, I guess I'm just not good enough, right? That's the inner dialogue that happens a lot of times. I'm just not good enough. And then you'll beat yourself up.
I mean, we'll get off the stage and then have a fight sometimes, or have a fight
right before
we get on the stage. And you just have to go, God, this is not about us anyways. Yeah. We're not marriage experts. Everybody wants you now to what are you an expert on? And what do you do this on? And I'm like, we're not experts. We've gone through stuff and we're willing to have teachable hearts. Yeah. And that's so crucial with relationships, having a teachable spirit and not being so set in your ways, even if they're the right ways. It's having a teachable spirit and willing to give the other person a fresh start.
Being vulnerable like that is key. And again, humility, just finding yourself in that place. Do you want it to work out? Do you want the marriage to make it? And if you do, are you willing to fight for it and be vulnerable and put yourself out there?
Because it's going to require marital grit. And we've lost a lot of grit in our country, just in general. Nobody wants to work hard anymore for anything. Nobody wants to if it gets tough, it's like, oh, this must not be God, or there must be an easier way, or this feels uncomfortable, so I need to go abort the mission. And we leave early for a lot of things in life. We exit scene when that was just like the first act. You know what I mean? And it's like, no.
That redemptive story, that comeback story, that's yet to come a few chapters later.